3, 2, 1.
Alrighty.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Hey everybody, this is BrettFX, and I'm joined by Big Mac. Big Mac, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great, Brett. How are you, man?
I am awesome. We are about to go live here. This is going to be the LevelBF 5v5 Barebones event. We do have 10 teams in this event. $25 entry fees, so all of that money is going to go to prize. We do have a $650 prize pool, so pretty exciting stuff there. Guys, if you are wondering, Barebones is a little bit different. It is limited weapons and limited gadgets, so definitely going to be interesting what these teams pull out. No attachments on the guns whatsoever, so that is definitely going to be something that is a lot different than what we're used to seeing. So I am going to be shadowing, let's see, who is this? This is going to be Nexus first, and Mac will be shadowing Exertus. So yeah, we should be seeing a standard breakout. This is going to be Metro. We are going to be seeing two pushing up into front lockers, one over there on left planters. We do have one pushing down to right planters. What are you seeing over there on your side?
Pretty standard push by Exertus here. They went two side stairs, one front wall, two back stairs. The side stairs guys pushed in a little early though and got caught by the Nexus players in lockers, so now they're not quite in the position they would like to be. But they're looking like they're restacking up on side stairs and going to try to make a push into lockers here.
Yeah, I am looking right now. It looks like two Joyce with a nice pick there on Aldo. Now remember guys, there are no attachments on this, so if they are using the M16s, they are using the crazy sights. So I would expect to be seeing a lot of AEK usage, but it looks like Exertus is going to be able to take control of front lockers right now with 99 going big right there, getting two nice big quick picks. Nexus is going to be in a little bit of trouble here. Losing lockers is not something you want to do on this particular map.
Yeah, I'm surprised that worked. Exertus kind of just bludgeoned their way in there. Maybe it has something to do with the lack of sights they're used to or what, but that's kind of funny to see. That was not a typical B push there.
Yeah, it might be. Now, we are going to be seeing two Nexus players down below. In fact, I think they just got taken out. Yes, they did. So Nexus is going to be pushed back into A at the moment. They will be re-pushing into B. We do have a
now,
spawn
be careful.
bomb.
Nexus has a player at the bottom of backstairs right now. Aldo is still up, and he is making a move towards lower elevators, looking to get some spawns off, but there's a whole bunch of Exertus players coming at him.
Oh, but it doesn't matter because guess what? Exertus was able to get a player out there onto A flag, and he will be burning. So this is not looking good for Nexus at the moment. They have to be able to get to B. They have to be able to cap it. If they don't, they are looking real bad right now. Exertus will be rewalking their lane up back through Metro, so trying to get some kind of a back rage going on for Nexus. Nexus going to be stuck all up into lockers. And I don't even think that they know that this player from Exertus is going to be making a back rage. Oh, he is spotted, and he will go down. Eagle able to take out Hitha, and also able to take out Sleet. But Exertus looking to make possibly a big push up through backstairs.
Double gimme is an interesting thing to see in competitive Metro. It is not often you see this. And it looks like Nexus is trying to clean up Alpha. So, you know, they're making a push. They got B, which is great. That means they get to avoid that really difficult Russian into B push.
Yeah, well, right now Nexus is
going
to be going into A. One does get taken down. That was ours. Now, Snarf is the last one that's going to be up alive, and he will be getting side rage right now, so that push is going to be stopped. Unfortunately, they were not able to get anything on that particular push. Let's look back over here onto A flag. Did they finally get it? No, they didn't. B flag is now going to be flashing. Eagle is going to be back here on backstairs. He will be getting back rage right now. Oh my god! How did Hitha miss that? That's twice now that Hitha has completely missed Eagle. Eagle will be pinched out over here by a pillar. And at this moment, Mac, what would you be doing if you were sitting in Nexus's position?
I'd do exactly what they're doing, which is try to contain B with as few guys as possible. Just keep as many of the Exertus players there while you try to retake your gimme at A, and then kind of re-push to B and reset that line. Now, it remains to be seen if they can hold B here with Eagle getting taken out. I don't know if they're going to be able to, but they are going to probably get A. And it's tough, man. Having to re-push B from out those doors is not going to be fun.
Yeah, no doubt. Now, Nexus...
Maybe they are in lockers, though.
Nexus is over in lockers?
Yeah, Nexus is over in lockers. They're in back lockers. If they can keep that
nice.
up, I think they're going to have a much better shot at getting here than otherwise.
Yeah, but right now, Exertus looking to push in. One is going to be going into back lockers right now. He does end up getting taken down. Oh, does he? Yes, okay, so that was going to be, was that Snarf is going to be able to keep that alive, getting nice 2 picks there. But Exertus will be putting backups there. We'll be trying to get a couple of picks here. The push from Nexus, will it be stopped? No, it won't. Aldo able to get the nice res and going to be able to get this flag burn. 191 to 270 or 236. And actually, Nexus is still not in a bad position. I mean, come to think of it, they were able to hold B. They weren't, you know, pushed all the way out. So, you know, I think they should be okay.
Yeah, they did exactly what they were supposed to do there, and you know, the fact that they could stay up in lockers was a great thing. Let's see if Exertus can make a move here. They're still in a better position, a little bit overwhelmed. They get some tickets to work with. They're going for a back rage on B lockers right now. Shane getting a nice kill there.
Oh, we are about to see some mass carnage over here into lockers with pushing into back and pushing into front. I don't know if Nexus will be able to hold on. It's going to be tough here. Oh, a little bit of a misclick there, it looks like. Trying to get the pistol to come out. Oh, Jordy Sled able to pick up the last player there. M9 not strong enough in that situation. Jordy, though, is going to be able to get picked up by Virtual. And Exertus is going to be able to take control of front lockers. Virtual doing a great job back here, able to pick up Sleet. And we'll be pushing up into
they need to be
front
careful
lockers.
because backstairs is open and Nexus is making a move right now. They already have a player in lower elevators who is going to be looking for the back rage. So Exertus is ready for this. 99 is watching for that back rage. I think they saw someone drop down those back stairs. But you know, we're kind of back to standard here after a little bit of an interesting opening.
Yeah, we are. Now we are going to be seeing a one-on-one fight over here in the front lockers. That gets taken down. Exertus is going to be left over here on... Actually, are they even up on B flag right now? I don't think they are.
I think they all kind of fell back to deal with that guy down below, and now we got a Nexus pushing in through ATMs to lockers. This is a good move by Nexus here.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm a little surprised that the store one half of the map has been so open. Now I know it's really typical for most teams to not send much there at all, but we haven't seen anyone really go over there.
Well,
and
yeah, right as you're
from a
saying
defensive
that,
standpoint.
as you're saying that, Exertus is going to be pushing at least one player over here onto store one. He will be getting a nice cross shot onto back lockers, over onto planters, but he is going to be getting a couple of hit markers on himself. Whoa, sorry for the bad camera angle there, guys. But still staying up, still being a thorn in the shoulder. But guess what? Nexus sees him. 3 people are going to converge on him. I don't know if he's going to be able to stay alive. No, he is not. Shane goes down. Eagle able to clean that up. And Nexus taking control of the complete upper area of B. Wow. Nice job. Nice comeback,
Nexus is doing a
really.
good job. They're doing a good job. They got to hold this for a bit because they did get double gimmied after the breakout. They are down by about 50 tickets or so. So they kind of got to hold this for a bit, and you know, and part of holding it though is keeping pressure on Exertus. So let's see what they can do here to kind of keep some pressure on them. I know they're trying to push down backstairs.
Yeah, absolutely. Now Exertus is going to be
What
put
do
in
you
position.
see?
2 on front stairs. 1 is going to be down below on front stairs, just watching for a back rage. Looks like there's going to be a slight fight happening over there on the side. That did end up getting cleaned up. Sleet not able to push up there just yet. And I gotta say, kind of interesting not seeing any smokes being played. Smokes are allowed, guys. You just cannot use any of the underbarrel shotguns. So smokes are allowed. 320s are not. And I figured we'd be seeing some smoke usage by now, but not yet. Now, Hitha is going to be able to pick up Eagle and get the res off over here by Maps. They will be pushing back up, or flag. And Exertus pushing right back up into B flag. Just completely wiping out this Nexus team. And I like this from Exertus, going all the way back into Metro. Nexus does see that, though, so they should be spawning at least 1 player back there to take care of it. Looks like 5 players are all up right now into back lockers. They will be losing the A flag here pretty soon if they do not get somebody to spawn back there. They got to either push out to B or push out to C or grab B right now.
Are they able now? Is Exertus able to stop that B push, or is Nexus going to get it? Yeah, Nexus is starting to flash B now, but you know, 99 is on A flag in MCOM building, MCOM 2, and he got a spawn off on him. So we might be right back to where we were earlier in this round with a double gimme here.
Yeah. Yeah, so it does look like that Nexus will be able to take B, but they're going to be back in that double gimme positioning. Right as I say that, Exertus with a nice pick over there onto front stairs. They will be able to push back up on the front wall, stop this burn, And really, Nexus is just, they're on the back foot this entire time. Let's look over here onto A. Was Nexus able to take care of it? I don't know. The problem back here, guys, is not getting on the flag, but finding out where that one guy is, because he will be a complete nuisance the entire game. And yeah, so right now B flag is going to be flashing once again. Let's take a look. Is it going to be over into Lockers? Yes, it is. Looks like Lockers is going to be held by Ars. And he's going to be able to get the res off, stay alive. And at this moment, Mac, I mean, you're losing B, you're losing A, or you've lost A. What would you be doing right now? Would you be just saying, hey, screw B, let's go back and get our A flag?
I mean, they don't have a lot of choices. It's not like those guys in Lockers can make a break for C at this point. You know, they're kind of pinned in, and you know, they don't have the flag either. So I really feel like they just need to stay alive long enough and hope that their guys can take A, but that's just not happening. The two Exertus players on Alpha are just doing work right now. I think it's Hitha and 99 to just lock down this flag, and pretty quickly here we're going to have a recap. Now I know there's a couple guys still in B, but for the time being there's a massive bleed going for Exertus right now. So yeah, I guess to answer your question, I'm not sure what they can do. They kind of just have to rewalk their lanes, and I think if they had rewalked their lanes a little earlier on, they would have caught that guy going on Metro. Sometimes you just don't get a spawn off on your gimme to kind of get that Metro side covered, but either way, you got to hunt that guy down before this situation occurs.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, guys, if you are wondering, I did end up crashing. One of the players did end up shooting me, so I will be getting back into the server as soon as I possibly can.
Exodus is currently sitting on a 3 cap. Nexus is in adjacent building. 3 guys in the 2nd floor adjacent trying to burn A back, which I think they're going to be able to do. But if they're not careful here, Exodus is going to set up really nicely to surround Alpha. And you know, Exodus is up by 80 tickets now. And they don't need A. They do not need A flag, and they know that. So they can play this really any way they want. And Nexus is kind of in trouble here now. Nexus is going to be running 2 guys through plants to try to retake B here, at least start the push towards B. But as I say that, there are 3 Exodus players sitting on B flag going, we don't need A. We can just set up and wait. And that's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, and that's...
This is the point in the map where it's really likely that the Russian team comes back. If you kind of lose that B fight initially, it's just tough. And we saw them take B back before, Nexus did, but they were just down by so many tickets that Exodus could afford to just kind of throw bodies at the wall until they got B back.
Yeah, absolutely. Now I am going to be back into this map right now. I do apologize for that, guys, with the way this mod works. If I do get shot or killed, I will crash out of the game. But anyways, right now Nexus trying to push back up into B. They are over here by Metro. 3 of them did end up going down over there by Bank. 1 is going to be left. That's going to be Eagle. He's going to be able to get at least 1 spawn off of him, and he's going to be able to stay alive, get the reses off. 3 are going to be bombing back here by Metro, or by Ticket. This is a bad spot to be in, though. They will be quite exposed, and honestly, they don't really have a whole lot of options in terms of pushing up. Exertus is going to be sitting quite nicely over here onto backstairs, as you're saying. 3 of them are going to be up backstairs. Here comes the smokes, like we were saying, and they will be able to at least take out the backstair guys. And here is the push onto
right now,
back lockers.
I can't help but remember the interview with, who was it after the last 5v5 tournament?
99 just doing work back here in back lockers, able to clean up 2 Nexus players and get the reses off on some of his own. Ars is going to be back over onto Ticket. Did look like the 2 of them did end up leaking down to A, but they were taken down as well as Ars. So Nexus going to have to re-push back from where they were before, and this is just not good. 71 to 189. They need to bleed Exertus down. I would say another 75 tickets, possibly, you know, get them down below 100 to really, you know, to feel good in this next for this next round.
Yeah, they're gonna have to try to get a few tickets back here, but they're having a hard enough time just re-approaching B. I wouldn't be surprised to see this game end pretty quick. I think Exodus is going to just start going for blood here and really try to just end it as soon as they can.
Well, you know, right now, this game, it's never over until it's over. I know that it's such a cliche, guys, but we have seen matches to where there's been 1 ticket left, and there have been 20 ticket bleeds off of that one ticket that was left. So, you know, it is not out of the realm of possibility for Nexus to bleed another, like I said, 75 to 100 tickets off of this Exertus team. If you do remember and you have watched the last 5v5, SA did basically the same thing to Six Fins in the finals. They came back with just very few tickets left and were able to bleed off like I believe it was like 80 to 100 tickets. So it can happen. And if Nexus is able to really regroup, and there's the smokes over there onto Bank trying to clear that out, they should be able to make a collected push right now. Here it comes. One is going to be pushing up into Bank. Will he be able to stay alive? Yes, he will. And he's going to go into back locker. He's going to be pausing there into jail. Snarf does end up getting taken down. That was going to be Sleet. But here comes two more players. Virtual is pushing up. He gets taken down and just not able to get those reses off.
Well, you mentioned Six Fins, and that reminds me of the interview I was trying to think of. After the end of the last level tournament, the one that Six Fins won, we had an interview with Wahlberg, and I remember him talking about the way North American teams play Metro. And he just couldn't understand why so many of them, when approaching this flag from the Russian side, either side really, spent so much time focusing on ticket booth. And here we see Nexus has managed to get to ticket booth. They certainly have. But they have just been stuffed there and have been bled a good 30-40 tickets and getting no further than ticket booth. And I'm kind of starting to understand what Wahlberg was talking about. At this point in the match, you really just need to make the most efficient move to getting on B burn, and I really think that's a big push towards lockers. Not just one or two like we've been seeing, even with the smokes. I mean, a really big push.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. I do think that a big collective push would do them a lot of good. Now, trying to push over here onto onto Cubby 1 and not able to do so does end up getting cleaned up. 16 to 186. It does look like Nexus will end up losing this here pretty soon. And with A flag flashing, that is just that's painful, guys. That's painful.
That's what we call the cherry on top for Exertus.
Yeah, for Exertus, absolutely. So 186 is the tickets that Nexus will have to beat Exertus by in order to come back in this matchup and take this game. Now remember, guys, this is going to be based on tickets, not rounds, and this is a double elimination tournament. So, you know, this is by no means over yet. We can still see a Nexus versus Exertus match coming in the finals. And there it is.
Yeah, I think these first couple rounds are going to be these teams getting used to this Barebones setup. I think we might see some kind of funky stuff, but as we get into the later rounds of this tournament, I think it'll be more evened out and a lot more like we would expect.
Yeah, absolutely. I do agree with you there. I think that this is a different setup. Nobody does this. Or at the very least, it hasn't been done since the very beginning. If you guys do remember the very first tournaments that were coming out for Battlefield, they were a stock-only match. It was basically based on you know, the regular guns that you get. The difference was, though, is that it was faction dependent. So if you were on Russian team, you could only use the Russian guns. If you were on the U.S. team, you could only use the U.S. guns. So obviously, and I think everybody knows this by now, the U.S. team has a big advantage when it comes to especially the assault class.
Can you imagine just people going into heads-up gunfights, 16 versus 8K?
That wouldn't even be fair. I would.
Oh, it's not. But the funny thing is, at the beginning of this game, it probably wasn't that bad, just because people didn't have a feel for how things were going yet. But there's a reason we allow both the AEK and the M16 for all teams.
Yeah, that is absolutely right. And guys, if you are wondering why we are allowing the AEK and M16, you're like, oh my god, more AEK and M16. Well, it's not the same, okay? Because this is going to be Barebones, which means that there are going to be absolutely no attachments. There is no way for these teams to have any kind of advantage in terms of sights or in terms of heavy barrel or foregrip. It's not going to be the same. So it's like you said, it's throwing them into a situation where they're not used to handling that gun in that particular way, and they have to, you know, adapt to the way the gun feels now, as well as not really having the best sight picture. I would say that you're going to be seeing most of the guns be an AEK, just because of the way the sights are.
Well, especially on this Metro map, we're going to be seeing the AEK a lot. But, you know, like you were saying, without these attachments, there's some pretty big differences. And that AEK is not nearly the same in mid-range without the heavy barrel or the foregrip. You know, so I think we're really going to be seeing these teams, you know, on these closer quarters maps. We're going to see the heavy AEK use, like you mentioned. And I think on some of the larger scale maps, the M16's range and its bullet spread going to be a pretty big advantage.
Yeah, I do agree. It's going to really come down to, you know, where these teams are playing at. Are they going to be playing long range? Or are they going to be playing short range? Are they going to be, you know, kind of wanting to do these mass pushes where, you know, they need that high rate of fire, bullet spread type stuff, or are they going to want to be more precise with their shots with the M16? So, but to be honest with you, you know, with the M16 with the sights on it, that is a very uncomfortable gun to use. You know, if you guys have never played a full round with those sights, you should definitely try it. It is not something that I would recommend doing on a consistent basis, but hey.
Yeah, it's certainly been a long time for myself since I've done that, so can't say that I'm exactly too familiar with it. I do love the red dot and the cobra, I gotta say. I couldn't imagine being one of these guys and having to throw aside, you know, 1,000 hours of practice with one exact setup, or one or two exact setups. Now we're like, oh, by the way, no attachments for you. We're gonna see. We're gonna see what happens.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And, you know, that is, like I said, that is the interesting about this. You know, there are no attachments, so it is fairly even for all of these teams. Now, on Metro, because, you know, obviously people are going to be like, oh my God, Metro, it's the same map over and over again, and you know, to an extent it kind of is, but when you do throw in these different options, and the other thing that you guys have to remember, there are no slugs, there are no shotguns, there are no all kit weapons, so you know, that really changes it up also.
Don't forget, folks. Metro does not stop. We will be bringing you Metro live in Battlefield 4. I can promise you that. Well, it looks like we're taking the scheduled 5-minute break between rounds. We should be wrapping that up here in about the next two and a half minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, another exciting thing, guys, is that we're going to be having at least one more event, or at least trying to. The details of that will be posted up later, but this is going to be a little bit different. There are not going to be any restrictions onto where you are. So we're going to be allowing SA, Euro, US, North America, all that kind of stuff. All teams and all over the world are going to be able to play in this. There are going to be a few restrictions in terms of time zones, because obviously, guys, I am not going to stay up at 3 o'clock in the morning to cast a match. No matter how much I love you guys, I just don't love you that much. So,
folks in Japan, apologies in advance.
Yeah. So, anyways, it does look like 2 players ended up disconnecting for Nexus, and we'll be subbing here in just a second. Looks like Aldo and Virtual ended up dropping.
Yeah, some of the Nexus guys were dealing with some ping issues, so it's possible they're off, you know, resetting their routers or something.
Yeah, absolutely. So we will be back here shortly. Just a few minutes, guys. Just a few minutes. We will be here.
So, Brett,
So
how
Mac,
does casting feel with the new team tags? I gotta ask.
with the new team tags,
Different.
talking about the overlay?
No. I'm talking about Nexus Brett.
Oh, you're talking about my new team tags. Okay.
Your new team tag.
It feels just like it did before. You know, just my normal awesome self. I mean, you just can't feel bad with me. Oh man, it's pretty cool. I gotta say, I'm pretty excited being on a team again. We will be. I will be playing with them in BF4 as a backup. I won't be a starter by any means, but definitely looking forward to that. And every now and then I'm going to pugging with them and all that kind of good stuff. So it's cool to be back on a team again, to where, you know, I can, if I want to, I can jump on and say, hey, I want to scrim some. and there's a spot there for me. So that's always cool. But anyways, what about you, Mac? What are your ideas or your hopes for BF4 in terms of coming to a team?
Man, I just really want to see 8s and 10s come back. You know, I know we're casting a 5v5 tournament here, but I'm not gonna lie, my heart is in the larger scale stuff. I like Infi, also like shooting rockets at tanks. I think it's fun. So I'm kind of waiting on that. As soon as we hear a little bit more about that, I will be raring and ready to go. I know there have already been a few BF4 tournaments sort of like pre-announced. I think there's a PDX Land in Portland in the next couple months that wants to do some BF4 stuff. I know both myself, you, and Astro are going to PAX Prime here in about a week. Hopefully there's some Battlefield stuff there. That would be awesome. I wouldn't expect a tournament, but, you know, maybe some sort of beta test or alpha test would be awesome.
Oh, if they don't have Battlefield there, I'm going to be pissed. I'm going to be mad.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
I tried looking at the schedule online, and there's just, like, so much stuff that I couldn't process it. I would click, like, one event, say, Sunday at noon, this expo is going on, and it would say, there's 37 other events going on at the exact same time, and I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a full day. I'm looking forward to it. And speaking of Battlefield 4, I know, guys, that we are doing a Battlefield 3 event here, but I gotta ask, what do you think about the new game mode Obliteration that they showed off?
Well, I definitely saw the Search and Destroy. You're gonna have to go over Obliteration for me really quick. Oh no, that's the one.
They have
where
a Search and Destroy?
Find the bomb and plant the bomb as a team, correct? Obliteration.
They have a Search and Destroy in the BF4?
Pretty sure they announced two new game modes, Obliteration and then some sort of Search and Destroy. It was like a Counter-Strike-esque, you have one life kind of thing.
Well, I did not
In
know
fact,
that. So that is news to me.
Yeah. It was definitely alongside Obliteration.
All right, well,
I
I don't know. That seems pretty cool. I think that a Search and Destroy would be actually pretty fun, especially for these more infantry-minded guys. I know that you know, there's a few of them that really enjoy you know, this style of gameplay where they don't really enjoy the vehicles. Now, the only thing that I would be concerned about is splitting the community, but I think that a Search, you know what would be really cool, Mac, is if we can in BF4 get it to where it's not just Conquest that we play, or it's not just a Squad Rush tournament, or it's not just, you know, I want to be able to have a tournament where we play several different modes within that same tournament. I think that would be really cool. You know.
Oh, kind of like a way to really test these teams' ability. Like, you can't just be good at one thing. You got to be good at multiple things.
Yeah. So, you know, and it would breathe in some new life in some of these maps. You know, because if you have a map down for Conquest, you know all the spots, you know all the areas, you know everything.
Yeah.
And
well, you know what? Dark Times, I hope you're listening. Write this down. First round Conquest, second round Squad Rush, third round maybe some TDM. Mix it up. You know, I think you could do something like that. I think you'd have a hard time convincing every team out there to be interested in that, but that would be pretty fun for the spectators. I'm not gonna lie.
I don't know about TDM. I'm a little bit on that one.
Well, whatever. Search and Destroy, Obliteration. You know, mix it up a little bit. Could you imagine squad death match on some of those maps with the tank?
Well, I mean, Squad Deathmatch doesn't have tanks on it, but...
Oh, I'm talking in BF3, baby. It would be so funny to see, like, this exact matchup, Exertus and Nexus, with a tank and, like, Squad Deathmatch rolling around.
Yeah, and it does look like
right,
Exertus had one drop.
We're going here in about 30 seconds.
Exertus will be getting in their 5th player here pretty soon.
Yeah, so I'm looking at this Obliteration thing. Yeah, I remember reading about this. 2 teams spawn, they gotta find this randomly placed bomb, and then the race is the first team to use the bomb to destroy some objectives. That sounds really cool, but as with any game mode, it sort of depends on how the maps are. You can make any game mode really, really fun if the maps are kind of properly laid out, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, absolutely.
trying to check in and see what Daskro was doing. It looks like over the other server we had
Yeah, so
those
anyways,
guys and Flot playing, and you guys should definitely check out that stream because we're going to be having some good matches going on.
Yeah,
not just in this stream, but in the other
definitely.
with Daskro.
In fact, right now I'm going to bring up the, or try to bring up the brackets here.
I think we do have a score reported on those brackets. But I suppose if you're watching live at this point, that would not ruin the surprise for you. Alright. Well, this 5-minute break turned into more like a 15-minute break.
Yeah, it did. Okay, guys, so if you are looking right now, that is a horrible thing because it's bleh. But anyways, there are the brackets. As you can see, TG versus Flot is going to be the first round, as well as Exertus and Nexus Gaming. The winner of this match will go on to Fox. And then we're going to be looking forward to a Dynasty Wreck. So it should be pretty interesting.
Alright, we're going live here for round 2 of Exertus versus Nexus. We're just waiting for these players to spawn in. And we will have some perspectives for you folks real quick here.
Yeah, so now this is going to be fairly interesting to see how Exertus comes out like this. Are they going to be super aggressive and try to push down real quick? And a lot of times you'll see teams that will try and push down into the stairs and force them back into A for a while and then try and get an early lead. Or are they going to just try and take B and just kind of, hang out with it?
Well, Exertus has a really big ticket buffer to work with right now. So, you kind of go both ways. You either play really, really safe, knowing that no matter what you do, you're probably going to be all right. Or you go, well, I've got 150 good tickets to work with here. I have more like 180. We could try something crazy. So here we go.
Yeah, here we go.
We've got 3 Nexus players on side stairs right now. Making a nice push, but Exertus real quick getting to the right spots. They've already got locker control. They've already got a couple guys over in ATMs.
Oh, wow, yes. And usually you see the U.S. team getting B off of the break. Or rather, yeah, it would be the Russian team, right? Yeah, the Russian team usually gets the B off of the break, but the U.S. team is usually able to make a very quick push-up on there just because they can't get up on front wall. But we are going to be seeing C already being flashed. What is going on? Wow.
Yeah, I think the backstairs lane just collapsed really quickly, and they went down, and then Exertus went down A trains really fast. Holy crap! Exertus is just kind of taking the momentum from last game and going with it here.
Yeah, it absolutely looks that way. If we look at the scoreboards right now, one player from Nexus actually has a kill, and that's it. It's going to be Vision. Everybody else has nothing. It is going to be 248 to 225, and we're already in a triple cap, guys.
2 tickets and a triple cap.
Wow.
Oh my lord. All right. Well, Nexus, your move, folks. We'll see what you got.
Yeah, no doubt. This is definitely, this is where they need to heat it up. I mean, they need to really kick it in, show the experience that they have because they are a fairly known team. They have been around the block a couple of times. Nexus has been throughout the entire BF3 lifespan pretty much and has been a dominant 5s team really, I would say for the last year and a half or so. And to see them getting, backed up like this is fairly crazy.
Yeah, I mean, most have got to come out, you would think at this point, but they can't even get a couple picks just to kind of start their push. Exertus is, oh man, they're back raging and really trying to push them back even further than they are currently. This is just a dominating performance by Exertus right now.
Yeah, this is definitely something I did not expect to see on this particular map. 248 to 190 in favor of Exertus by a lot. Nexus is going to be trying to push over here by B trains, and they are trying to stay up. I don't know. Oh, there's the GGs by Alto. That is right, guys, because they needed to win by, I believe it was, what, 188, 186.
It is officially, yep, it's officially done.
It is
let's
officially
see
done.
if Nexus can salvage this for pride a little bit.
Yeah, we will see if they end up continuing this round or not. Now, that does not mean that Nexus is out of the tournament. That just means that they are going to be going down into the losers bracket. We are going to be seeing Snarf pushing up over onto B trains, able to take out one. He will be pushing up. Let's see if he can do any damage here. No, he is not. Shane's going to be able to take that out, no problem. And yeah, Nexus there. I'm sorry I missed the first part of that, guys, but Nexus not even really getting onto the board at the beginning, and I don't even know what happened.
Nexus went for a really quick side stairs push into lockers, but what they didn't even bother to do, at least from my perspective, is get on front wall and check that. So when that push into the lockers didn't work, they didn't have anybody on burn kind of trying to at least cancel it out. Russian does get to be first, but they don't get to be burned first. So, it was a little surprising to see how fast that went down, and then Baxter's wiped and
yeah, absolutely
rolled on through, and now we're looking at this. They've lost about 3 tickets, and holy crap, not much else more you can say. Anybody else left alive in the upper bracket, you should probably be a little bit worried about Exertus right now because they're playing really well.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say that our dominant teams over there on our bracket probably going to be Wedspell. Wedspell is consisting of players from actually both of these teams that have left and formed Wedspell NA, and they will be. I don't know. They'll probably be seeing each other later on in the semifinals, but definitely going to be a very good game between the two. But I wouldn't count Nexus out just yet. I mean, they're obviously lost this round, but they're not out of the tournament. I mean, they can come back. They can definitely do some major damage later on, and every now and then a team just gets a little bit of the jitters.
Yeah, you can't count Nexus out at all because there isn't likely to be a team as good as Nexus in the losers bracket. That's just sort of how it works out. But, they lose this round on a really tough map, to win heads up, no matter who you are. So, in some ways, it's not a horrible thing to go out on Metro because at least you're going to have probably from here on out an easier map set against typically easier teams in that lower bracket. But the thing is, if they get to the finals against Exertus, and Exertus has not lost yet, they're going to have to beat them twice, I believe.
Yes, they'll have to beat them twice. And the way that is going to work, guys, is that each team will pick a map of their own. And then if it ends up going to a third map, which that means that Nexus has won both of those maps, we will have a randomly picked map by the admin.
I think both of them on. That was probably what I would go with for fives. It's like the premier 5v5 map, as everyone knows.
Yeah, it is.
That's a little joke, but that one.
It is an amazing map. For
Although,
8s and 5s.
Andy, I know Andy loves golf because I was just talking about how they're bringing those maps over to BF4.
Oh God, yeah, no.
And he was very happy about golf.
Yeah, well, Andy's Andy. Anyways, guys, back onto this tournament here. Nexus is finally going to be pushing out. They will be getting the C burn right now, but it is too little, too late. 239 to 80 with Nexus really losing it there at the beginning, not able to get it back. They will be pushing up into C flag. Honestly, Exertus could just leave the server at the moment, and they have the match won already.
Oh yeah.
So
it's officially done.
Yeah, Exertus is going to be just sitting back here by B backstairs, over here by left planners. And now, one thing that I do want to point out, guys, is that Exertus has been using mostly M16s, while Nexus has been using mostly AEKs. So, do you think that that could have had any of the any kind of effect on this matchup?
It's hard to say. I definitely think without all those attachments, the M16 clearly has a both recoil and spread advantage. But you were saying the sights kind of suck, and I won't disagree with that. But I feel like at some point, good players aren't really worried so much about their sights. They kind of have that center screen awareness locked down so much that maybe it just doesn't matter. And Nexus may have been thinking, hey, we're gonna get a rate of fire advantage here with this AEK. What they weren't thinking about is that horizontal recoil, which is freaking awful on the AEK, especially without perks. And I think that may have played a little bit of a role. I'm not gonna go to say that the only reason the team's winning is because of the gun choice, because that's a little silly, but that may have played a bit of it.
Yeah, no doubt. I kind of agree with you there. I think it may have. I think the fact that they may not have been used to the AEKs, and then switching over to them for this matchup could have been a little bit, could have hurt them a little bit. But yeah, I gotta say, Exertus just coming out swinging, and doing some major damage here. 231.58. Nexus is finally gonna be able to stop the burn. And
yeah, this is good. I'm glad Nexus got B. This is good for them, for the, at least for the kind of oral composition here, to get a little bit of a victory at the end.
Oh my God!
They did have B here, and
it's something you just don't see at all. The M9's being pulled out and used instead of a Rex or a Magnum. So definitely interesting. There watching that come out. Eagle is going to be able to pick up Sleet over from back lockers. Nexus will be pushing up into front lockers, trying to clear that out, and I believe Exertus is completely wiped. Yes, they are.
Yeah.
So they will be.
Earlier in this matchup, you were saying it's never over till it's over. Now, how hilarious, how crazy would it be if Nexus actually made a run here? I know they lost, but they could make a run. Now that C is flashing, so I'm gonna take that back.
I think you may have spoke too soon on that one, because B and C are going to be flashing. Now A is going to be flashing also, but B and C will be going into the possession of Exertus here with Nexus. Not even on the B burn right now. They do have two players over here by mid pillars, and they should be able to at least get a couple of picks here. They do get one, and Exertus, though, like I said, just beefing it right now. 99 does end up going down. Vision able to take him out. Only one player for Exertus is going to be left standing over here by Flag. And
I'm trying to think more about your AEK versus M16 idea, and the way we've seen both these teams go here on the B flag is heavily push lockers, and you would think the AEK would have an advantage in this scenario, but I'm kind of wondering, from end to end to lockers, it is a little bit more of a distance. I'm kind of wondering if that spread's starting to play into effect here, and if with everybody stacked up in lockers, that M16 wouldn't have a little bit of an advantage.
Yeah, it might do so. You never know. It is very interesting how some of these guns play out. With Nexus, though, they're going to be able to push back up into B flag. They will be able to get this burn. It should be grayed out here in just a few seconds. And they did end up clearing out front wall. They were able to clear out back stairs right there. So they should be good over here onto B flag. They will be able to get the burn. And Exertus, though, having the push back from C flag into B. But guess what, guys? The gimme flag for Exertus is over there by A, and A is going to be flashing.
Yeah, at this point, it sort of feels like we're just waiting for Exertus to finish this off. And Nexus is doing a pretty good job here, though. I mean, the fact alone that they got out of that spawn trap does say a lot. You do have to kind of get some nice picks and pull together as a team. But I just think they were a little bit surprised by the way Exertus played this map today. I don't know if it was from a lack of practice with these hits or from this map. Maybe a lot of these teams have been focused so tough on Sivo that they may just not have put as much thought into this sort of thing as you would hope. But well, it's been a decent match. I think we're gonna have some good matches going forward. And you know what? I don't mind having a really good team in the lower bracket, because that just means really good matches in the lower bracket.
Yeah, I gotta say though, one of the things that I remember talking with Exertus, especially after the 5v5 Invitational, was that they said that Metro was one of their worst maps. So to think that they're doing this much damage on one of their worst maps, unless they just practiced it since then and they've gotten a lot better, that's surprising. Especially, like I said, taking out Nexus.
Sort of a scary sentiment, actually.
Yeah, it is. It is. And if this is their worst map, and if this is as bad as they play the rest of the day, they are going to be scary later on in this matchup. They will be just dominant within the winners bracket here.
Yeah, I gotta say, so I've looked at the map list, and I am extremely excited for Tehran Highway. I think you know how much I love that map. I know how much you love that map.
Oh, Tehran Highway.
And I know that's not until near the end of this tournament. I cannot wait to see these Barebone kits on Tehran Highway, and I hope you guys watching this are just as excited for that.
Yeah, not only Tehran Highway, but I'm also looking forward to Strike at Karkin, which will be our next map, guys.
We got Karkin.
Strike is going to be definitely an interesting one, because if you know, guys, one of the big strategies on that particular map is to get a guy up on B tower once you lose A and shoot from B tower into A. So, that's going to be a lot harder to do. with these particular kits and setups.
I don't think it's a stretch to say that I think as these maps move further away from these close quarter scenarios in Metro, we're going to be seeing M16 primarily. I think that's pretty obvious. And, you know, I would like to actually try to get maybe some interviews with these team players, or at least the team captains at some point during this tournament, to try to just get their thoughts on how this format works and how they like it, and, you know, what are some of the things they picked up on as the players themselves. You know, we're casting, we can look and we can simulate, but we're not the ones playing, so it would be interesting to hear what 99 or Clicks or Snarf or all of them has to think about this format.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, we're going to try and get a couple of interviews here later on within the day. Try and get some, especially before the finals hit, and see what we got from there. Now, we are going to be seeing Nexus pushing up over here onto Plants. A flag is going to be taken. Now, guys, at the same time I say this, 3 of the players for Exertus and 1 for Nexus have already left the server. 151 to 28. It is going to be over.
I'd like to see them just kind of finish this out, just so we can move on.
Yep.
All right.
So, in fact, I think right now we are going to go ahead and leave the server. Match 1 does go into the favor of Exertus. Nexus will end up going down into the losers bracket. Guys, we'll see you here in just a few moments.
Are we keeping this stream up for the next 5?
I'm going to be cutting these into